Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Most of you guys here are new. Welcome. Consider subscribing. I like to do recaps of TV shows and movies. I haven't done movies yet this year since I've been back. So sorry about that. I be busy. Uh I'm gonna be doing a recap while I do my makeup. So we're doing episode 4, 5, and 6 of Sweet Life Los Angeles. And y'all I think for most of the episodes, like all 3 episodes, I was shaking my head because what is going on? We start off the episode with who is it? Who is it? They're at the gym, right? Is that how we started the episode? I don't even remember. Yeah, they're at the gym and they're chatting it up about Palm Springs, how the whole thing went down. And PJ's so fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I curse. My bad. Um but yeah, he's actually, I find him to be really annoying. Very childlike. He comes off very childlike. Anyway, he's like telling the guys when he was on his way back that people, they were asking him, like wondering what he does and thinking like he was a rapper. I'm sure he was loving that moment. Whoever asked him that, if people asked him at all, because he could have just been lying. Y'all, my screen doing something on me. I be having technical difficulties. It just won't let me be great. But anyway, they're at the gym. All the guys are like talking and just how things ended. And um Jordan mentioned, they ask him or they press him about it. Like, the situation with him and Bree, because the guys noticed that Bree left with, who did she live? She left with, I think she left with Cheryl, right? Cheryl and Gerald? I don't remember. But it was one of them. And, they're basically asking him, so what, like, the deal is with him and Bree. And he's basically like, I just want someone that's like as busy as him. And when he said that, I feel like personally I understood what he was saying. Um I don't think he doesn't not like Bree like that. I think he does. But also this boy, and it seems like it's not just, but like him and his mom that are running the company and he got things to do. I feel like he wants someone that is like, what Bree's doing is fine, but I think she's too available to him, like on his beck and call. From what we've seen and how she's acting, how she's moving when she talks about him, that's what I feel like. Like, because we know she has a job. I mean, she's going to work. We hope she's going to work. So that's not the problem here. But I think she makes herself too available to him, and for someone that is as busy as he says, she's just making herself too available. Because also remember, people make time for what they want. It doesn't seem like he's not making time for her, but it just seems like that maybe she's texting him too much, or maybe she wants a fast response. And you know what? I feel like she does, because down the line was in the second episode, she mentions that, when she was on that date, that if she calls, he better answer, like whoever her man is. So I feel like this is something, maybe this is what he meant. I had a brain fart again. But that's to me. I don't know if that's true or he's just trying to like, play her. It doesn't seem like that to me. But that's how I took it. So now Bree and, ooh, I'm doing this eyeshadow color because I was inspired by the color Amanda had on in one of the episodes. But anyway, Bree and Becky are in the car. Becky's driving her car. She's doing a a drop off of her sea moss that she's selling, and Bree is like, everybody is doing something, and I just feel like I'm just working a 9 to 5 and working for the white man or whatever she said, and I'm just like, okay. Um, to me, she's feeling very insecure, and it comes off to me personally. It just comes off like she's trying to be like her friends. I don't want to say jealousy per se. I don't think that's what it is, but I feel like she's feeling left out because her friends are doing um they're doing things that is a little more on the creative side, so to speak, and it's like they're doing their own thing, and she has more of a 9 to 5, because like she mentions, Becky also works in corporate and she has a side hustle. You don't have to have a side hustle. If you have a job that's paying you really good and you enjoy it, you don't have to have a side hustle. Oh my God. This whole everybody wants to be an entrepreneur is draining. We're going to talk about that later. But I just wanted to mention, when she was talking about this in a car, it was just like, you don't have to feel like you need to compete with your friends. That's what it is. I don't think it's jealousy, but I think she wants to be doing the same things her friends are doing. And like, your friendship shouldn't be a competition. Like, so now her and Becky and Bree are still in, they're still in the car. They're talking about the Springs situation, and she brings up Miami. And it's like, this girl's still living in your head rent free. This happened when? Anyway, and she calls her Tallahassee. Like, you don't even know how to throw jabs properly. Like, girl, just stop it. You're like a mean girl wannabe, and it's not working out for you. So like, stop. Becky, just stop it. Okay? Move on. You and PJ are talking now, so just move on. So next we see that they take us over to Ty's mom's place. So her and her man, they went over there, and they're talking, they're having a great old time. It seems as though Jalen has a really great relationship with Ty's mom, which is really good. Like, when you're in a relationship, when someone's mom likes you, I think it's harder for women. Like, you want the mom to like you than it is for men. Anyway, so they're showing us that they have a really good relationship, and it's a cute moment. In this episode, the parents' interaction with their kids, I really, really liked it. I liked all the parents so far. They are talking about, her having this legacy dinner because, her dad was not around. He is currently in jail doing 31 to life, I think. He's supposed to get out in 2029. So we don't know what he did. I tried to look it up. There was no information. And it wasn't that important for me to keep snooping to find out, because I'm not being an FBI agent for this type of show. No. And then she mentions that the system did him wrong because he was, out here trying to create a life for her, the type of life that she needed to live, or the type of lifestyle, so to speak, or just, them being in a comfortable situation as far as living goes. And, she blames that on the justice system. I wrote down in my notes something. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm going to sound really effed up and real judgmental. So we're just going to gloss over that because, girl, you're delusional. Unless her dad is in jail for a crime he didn't commit, you're delusional. Because, girl, what? 31 to life is not a joke. Like, what? Ma'am, what are you talking about? What? Anyway, and then her mom, she feels bad. Because also, Ty, I think after a certain age, she didn't want to keep going to visit her dad in jail, which is understandable. Kids should not be like, you want to make sure your kid sees their parent, but also it's like, do you want to keep taking your child to jail? And in this instance, her mom said she didn't want to. She did her herself. She didn't want to keep going to see her dad there. So it's really sad. And then her mom started crying, like, I'm really sorry that, I had a kid by someone who went to jail, and she felt, really sad about it. And she's talking about it. She's apologizing to Ty. And, Jalen is also like comforting her, and Ty is like, it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. You can't choose who you love. Why the fuck you can't? Yes, you can choose who you love. Okay? I understand what she's trying to say, but it's not, no. And this whole thing, for me, Ty is douche. She's delusional. I just, no. And I felt like, it was a sincere moment that her mom, like, felt bad. I don't know if they openly have talked about this, like, religiously or regularly, but it doesn't seem like it, because for her mom to open up, not so much open up, but to feel emotional about this, because she's gonna have this dinner and they're talking about her dad, it seems like it's not something that they've probably touched on a lot. But you could choose who you love. And so in the same scene, we find out that let me keep doing my eyeshadow, y'all. We find out that what do you call him? Her boyfriend is someone that her mom took in. So now I have a question, like, did they meet while, he was in a fast life, and then her mom took him in, and then he got better and they just evolved their relationship? Or she met him because her mom took him in, and that's how they started dating? Like, is this an opportunity for him? Like, is she a come up? Because I don't really know how it started, so it's hard for me to say how I really feel. But if it's what I think it is, Ty baby, you need to do better. You need to choose better, because this is what happens when you don't have, oh, this is gonna sound really mean. You don't have, like, some type of father figure in your life, because I said father, a father. When you don't have one, constantly in the home making sure you're good, because I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I doubt if her dad was home, they would take him in. If they would have took her boyfriend in. Men are skeptical about stuff like that. It's like they know what to avoid, so they won't let their children or their daughters, especially their daughters, go through it. I don't know if he would have encouraged that to happen, one, and if he would have allowed him to be in their house. So now we are at this date, I guess that's what we can call it, with PJ and Becky. And she says that she had ordered him a drink. Girl, let this man choose what he want to order. Did you also pay for it? I don't know. PJ annoys me. Bree annoys me. Becky annoys me. She's so birdish in her ways. They're not giving me this coupling thing that's supposed to happen. It's not happening for me. I'm not, like, so much feeling it. So they also now go back to the Palm Springs situation as if y'all like each other, y'all ain't text about this yet. Cause is it the next day? Sorry, that got really loud. Is it the next day? If y'all like each other, if you can text me to meet you here, we could have talked on the phone about Palm Springs. This could have been a different type of conversation in this fake date. They didn't really talk about much, y'all. They talked about the Palm Springs situation, and then she mentions Bree. You you got to think of it. You got to think about it from her perspective. First of all, before this whole thing, I thought PJ was all about like Bree. He still liked her or whatever. And we found out that he likes Becky. Okay. Understandable. If y'all like each other, why is she bringing Bree in this situation? What does Bree have to do with this? Talking about something you got to see from her perspective. Why? Why do you owe Bree anything? I mean, I was y'all. I was like, okay, what does Bree have to do with this? I don't get it. Why do we care what Bree thinks? I understand that's her friend, but she made it seem like the thing that happened with Bree and not with her. Girl, bye. So after this, we see Amanda and I don't like that. That's too icy. We see Amanda and Ty. They're talking, they're having drinks, it looks like they're having a great time. And homegirl, what's her name? Bree walks in with this bag in her hand, and they're just like, hey girl, how are you? Where you been? What you doing? What you up to? Just catching up, girls time. And they ask, I think either they ask or she mentions it about her bag. And then she was like, oh, I was just at this organic or all natural store, trying to get beeswax and stuff like that so I can make scrubs and the body butters and things of that nature, because this is now what her entrepreneurship journey is going to be. And I have thoughts. Of course, I have thoughts. So they're asking her all these questions. Great questions, by the way. Great basic questions. They ask her, it's like they were tag teaming her on purpose. Y'all, I was cracking up. So, they asked her about an LLC. They asked her, if she thought about a logo. They asked her if she thought about who's going to help her design some stuff. Just, good basic questions. The name, she researched how she's going to want the design to be, all these things, all these basic things. And my girl said she's been watching YouTube. Amanda was like, YouTube? You've been watching YouTube? And I'm gonna stop doing my makeup so we could chat real quick. I'm tired of, I touched on this earlier because, this was also on the topic of Bree. But what is the obsession with entrepreneurship? She didn't have any answer for them. She didn't know what she wanted to do. You know why? Because she's not passionate about this. This is not something that she wants to do. It's not something that she has been talking about for a long time. It's not something that she's passionate about, because I believe that a lot of people can be entrepreneurs. You can have something on the side, to generate more income. Having multiple incomes, it's probably ideal. It helps a lot. but not everybody can do it, you know. A lot of people, if you find simpler ways, great, or easier ways where it's not going to drain you. But being an entrepreneur is hard. It's not easy when you're trying to start a business. This part of her now going to get ingredients should be like down the line, because she's not sourcing or finding out or making friends with beauty chemists. So in this moment, when they're asking her all these questions and she's like, I don't know, instead of her saying, well, I don't know, you should be saying, because these girls, you know, what's her name? Amanda works in PR. Ty does events. I'm sure one of these people, they know somebody, if not somebody they know personally, that is in the cosmetics industry. Maybe they know a chemist or someone that works in the lab that has to do with cosmetology, or that has to do with cosmetics and mixing and ingredients. Because what you don't want to do is mix stuff naturally. You don't understand how preservatives work. You don't understand what you should mix, what you shouldn't mix, if it's gonna go bad in 5 to 7 days because it's so raw and it's so natural. You're not saying, hey, I don't know about anything that you guys are asking me. I just thought about this. It's just something that I want to start doing. And now that you guys are asking me all of this, is there someone that you know that I should have a meeting with? Is there someone you know that, you know, I could have a one-on-one sit down with and tell them, you know, maybe, you know, copyright her ideas, LLC, whatever, you know, find and get a federal trademark, something like that. They're asking her and she's just like, I don't know. Girl, one, I believe that you should, I'm going on a rant, I'm sorry, but I believe that you should definitely, if you're passionate about something, you should monetize it. Why not? A lot of people are doing it. But to start a business, a lot of people's businesses fail because they don't understand, one, they don't understand their client, and they don't know the client's pain points, right? Let me put my mirror down, because this was so aggravating. This scene, I don't know why I'm triggered because like but this scene was just so stupid. It's like, this is why we know Brie is doing this to compete with her friends. She's trying to do something because her friends are also doing something outside of the norm, so to speak. Like, and when I say outside of the norm, just like, you know, having a corporate job or having a regular 9 to 5, which again, there's nothing wrong with, and I'm going to touch on that in a little bit also in this rant. But a lot of businesses fail because they don't understand their clients, and they don't understand their clients' pain points. Sorry, I'm over here stumble upon my words. 2 examples. I know this is super generic, and there's so many examples I could use, but a brand that understands their client's pain point and the company is thriving, like the business is thriving, is Tesla. So I would be a Tesla client, right? Like, I would be someone that they're marketing to. I would be the type of customer they want to have because their cars are really safe. I really love that. I have anxiety. Like, I'm a new driver. I have anxiety with people on the road. Like, people be doing stupid shit. I'm in people's passenger seat and people on the road, people are just crazy. So it's something that I have researched. It's like the safest car. May not be on the planet, but really, it really is. Like, if you look at their Model X, it's so hard. You know how like SVUs, is it, oh, SUVs, SUVs, they're easy to flip when they're in an accident. It's really hard for a Model X to do that. A lot of their cars is just like all 4 models, it's really safe. Like, it's just a safe car. So I'm a client that the company knows there's someone like Basola out there that needs this type of car, and they've created a business over there. And if you look at their analytics, or if you just look at the companies, how they're growing so rapidly, and they're still in the infancy stage, you know, like they're growing rapidly because they understand their client pain point. Same thing with Amazon Fresh. The other day, I was like, why am I going to the grocery store when I could just order Amazon Fresh? I'm most likely going to spend over $50. After $50, it's free delivery. It's the same card when I walk to the grocery store and I'm lugging it throughout these Brooklyn streets When I get home, it's hot outside, and I could just order it online. Amazon Fresh has understood a pain point for their clients that don't maybe have time to go grocery shopping or just don't feel like it, and it's a convenient. That's why those businesses thrive. She doesn't know anything about the business that she wants because she doesn't care about it. She's just trying to do something. Oh my God, I had to have this rant because a lot of people want to start businesses and they don't understand pain points. They don't understand their clients. And this girl played herself when they were asking her all them questions, talking about I just have a blender and I just watch YouTube. You literally have friends that know people that know people that know people. Utilize your friends. Don't use them, but utilize them in a way where it can benefit everybody. And you're growing, you're going to thrive, and your business is going to grow. And she needs to know why her own organic body butters and scrubs is different from what you can buy at Sephora. Why is it different from the one from Sol de Janeiro? Why is it different from the Sephora collection one? Why is it different from the Fenty one? What does it do? How hydrating is it? Why is it different from the Josie Maran? It's so many things. And she just came there. I went to the organic store and I don't know. And I've been watching YouTube and I have a blender. That's the end of my rant. But I had to reel it in. Also, sorry. She said that she's just going to have people to do that. She's going to hire people to do that. And that's fair. You should do that. You should not be running a company by yourself, because once your company starts to grow, you should hire people. But you know what those people are going to work? 9 to 5. This is why I don't understand this bashing of people that work 9 to 5, like 9 to 5 is a curse or something. There's this, speaking of Issa Rae, there is this episode, I don't remember which one it is, but it was on the last season of Insecure when Lawrence and Issa meets back up and they're enjoying life again together. And he was like, I figured, this whole time I was trying to be the leader. I was trying to be the one to push all these ideas, to push all these things. But I realized I love working in teams, and I thrive working in teams. And, it may not be 9 to 5 per se, but it's some structure that he likes. I like a structure of having a stable job. I'm an actress. Nothing about the jobs I have is stable. But, I can relate to that. When it comes to a job like that, I also know I like working in teams. I like delegating. I like being a leader. But I also know I won't be a great leader if I don't have people to work together with and be able to delegate what I need to delegate, but still working together as a team to make my job thrive or my company thrive. Now it's officially end of this rant. So I'm going to try to do my eyeliner on this side. They get on the topic of Jordan, and Ty mentions that Jordan is not really feeling Bree like that because she doesn't have shit going on for herself, and basically, she's just not really doing stuff. Which one? It's like pillow talk from you and your man. That's number one. Oh, this eyeliner is way too thick. It's pillow talk from you and your man. That's one. Two, I'm sure that is not how Jalen told her, but that's the way she related. So now it's a game of telephone. And when they were talking, I didn't take it the way it was related. That's how I know he didn't say it like that to her. But you're sharing pillow talk. You shouldn't even have said nothing. Okay, I understand that's her homegirl, and I guess drama, but she shouldn't have said anything about it, because that's not what he meant. What I said earlier, I feel like he just wants someone, imagine, because the job she has is fine, she doesn't have to go out and get another type of job, another side hustle or whatever. If she does, great. But I just think, honestly, like I said, I think she's too available. And when he was saying, I forgot, I think maybe PJ or Gerald brought it up, or one of them brought it up, if she was as busy, it was PJ, because he compared Becky, how, she also has her side hustle. Because she has her 9 to 5 and she's doing that. Whenever she finally does get to talk to PJ, it's like they have missed each other, and now they have time to like catch up on each other's days. They might be each other's piece or whatever, like. But if she's just readily available to him and he's like, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, that's how I took it. I don't think, like, the way it comes off really harsh. And when I watched it for the first time, I was like, that is not how that conversation went when they were at the gym. The way she's relating the message to Bree, who's already insecure about this anyway, it comes up really, really harsh. And in the conversation, we know it wasn't that harsh. Like, it just wasn't that harsh. And I didn't like the way, like, girl, you didn't have to say nothing, and you didn't have to say it like that. So now she's sad about it. And I also want to say, she mentions her being sad that the guy I like, or the guy I'm talking to, or whatever she said, would say this about me. But sis, the last episode when y'all were at Palm Springs, you said, let's just be friends and I'm good with it. Like, I'm not interested in talking to you anymore. Now you gung ho over it. Like, I thought you were over him and you've moved on. No, it's not that easy because you actually really like him. Oh, okay. Y'all, this Ilia mascara is so good. It's a new one. But anyways, that conversation happens and she is in her feelings. So Jordan is driving to his mom and he's like, he says, like, did he stop? I think he stopped at no, he was just driving. He was like, oh, I'm looking at all these restaurants and, this is the best city in the world. And I was like, sir, I know you're not saying that while New York City and Paris exist. Sir, please. Anywho, they get to his mom's house and they're having dinner. I like his mom. I like all their parents. But I think so far I like her the most out of all the parents that they've shown us. But anyway, they're eating and she's like, what's, like, he's clearly distracted. Like, what's on the phone? Like, we're having family time. Don't be on your phone. And, it was a long talk. And we realized that he's not good with emotions. He doesn't know how to, like, talk about them or confront them. He tries to avoid conflict at all costs. And obviously, we see that in his interaction. Just like, well, we see that later on. We don't see it now. We see it later on. So, y'all, this is drama that doesn't even need to exist. Anyway, his mom is, talking to him about it. And honestly, I feel like even if this didn't happen, I feel like if he really took her seriously, if he took Bree seriously, I don't think his mom will like Bree. I don't know. But that's just what I think. I don't think his mom will like Bree. She just doesn't give me the vibe of someone that the mom will like. But what do I know? All right. So, legacy table dinner is happening. Ty lets us know that she separated everybody's seats, like as far as couples and people that talk to each other, because she wants people to, oh, that's too much. She wants people to network. And up until this show, I have not heard people talk about legacy so much. Is that how y'all talk about stuff in LA? Everybody wants to build legacy. I've never you know what this reminds me of? Like, almost every other word is like legacy, and we're trying to build this, and this is how y'all really are in LA? Like, y'all worried about legacy? Because up until this show, I don't know if I've heard it. I was gonna compare it to when I was watching Witcher, and I have never heard in one show, or just like ever, up until that show where they talk about destiny so much. Every other word, destiny, destiny, destiny. It's your destiny. It's Gerald's destiny. It's Siri's destiny. It's that person's destiny. Oh my God. That's what I feel about this when they're talking about legacy. I was just like, oh my God, we get it. But they're at the legacy dinner, and everyone is separated. People start coming in. They're looking cute. I'll say the blazer that Amanda had on, that white blazer, I feel like, does this sound mean? I feel like that should have been her birthday dress. I think it looked a little more chic. Anywho, they all look cute. They're coming down, like, as cute as they've shown us. Like, But they're all looking at their seats. They're like, oh, we're not sitting together, blah, blah, blah. And what happened next? Everyone is coming in, chatting with each other, and some introductions were done. And then this is when I found out that Jalen does have a job. He is a first responder. He works EMT, so shout out to him. Thank you, because it's been needed. Who else? Y'all, every time my next door neighbor comes in, I always hear his door close, like, really loud. He's always singing. Anywho, they're all like here sitting down, introducing themselves, and yeah, that we found out what he does. I was like, oh, okay, so he does have a job. I know in the last episode I was like, so is he jobless? Because anyway, in this, some of these people are really, they're daft. They're not really smart, So basically, Ty doesn't really want any drama. That's why people are separated. They're not sitting with their liked person or couple person. And, everyone is supposed to be networking. And here Bree go. She's mad. Like, she just looks upset. Like, visibly upset about this whole Jordan situation. And it's like, this is not the place for you to even try to bring it up. So why are you even upset? Why are you like, ugh. She was just too upset for me, y'all. Anyway, they're all sitting at the table. People are exchanging numbers. Now, let me keep blending before this dry. You are telling me you're about to start a business. One of your really, 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 really close friends is hosting said event. Why are you not networking? You're about to start a business. Why are you not networking? Why are you not asking questions like, just find out who people are? Why are you not networking? You're just about to start this new business. Unless they know, or unless these people that are in at this party, unless they're really just like extras that production put in there, why are you not networking, sis? You over here worried about Jordan. Jordan was networking his ass off, which that's what he should be doing. Why are you not networking for someone that wants to start a business and someone that doesn't know anything? You would think she would say, oh, I don't really know much about this. Let me mingle. Let me rub shoulders with people that may know a little bit about what I'm trying to do, since it's not something I know, Did our friend say that? No, she didn't. So she didn't take the opportunity as someone who really wanted to start a business in an event that's literally all about networking. I just didn't understand it. I didn't get it. This is literally what you said you want to do. Why are you not doing it? Like, what is the holdup? What was the whole? What was the holdup? She didn't do. I was just over her, and then while she's still salty, y'all, she she was really bitter. Um, Jordan is like, it looked like he was just like networking and talking to some girl, and the girl's like, yeah, I expected better from you. I just didn't know. I don't know what that girl was talking about, child. I wanted to know because I was like, what's she talking about? Let her finish. Who's she talking about? Is she disappointed in Brie? Is she disappointed in him for choosing Brie, for dating her? Do they know each other? Where do they know each other from? I had so many questions, and then Brie came over there to interrupt. I was like, girl, what do you want? I'm trying to hear the tea. But anyway, what do you call it? She tries to interrupt their conversation, and y'all, Bree's so stupid. How do you lie to yourself like this? Why are you so delusional? Because what she just said here made zero sense. She goes up to him, like, she didn't even tell the girl, oh, excuse me, can I borrow him real quick? The girl was talking to him, and she was like, let's go talk. He was like, oh, we don't have to. When he said that, I was like, oh, he really does not know how to avoid conflicts or just like talk about stuff. I mean, we found out about this when he was talking to his mom, so still not okay. He could have just said, can we not do this here because it's a party? Or he could have excused himself from the girl he was talking to, because someone needed to be nicer and more polite to the girl, because it made no sense. Like, girl, why did you come over here to interrupt my conversation? Anyway, he could have just said, we can talk about this later. He was like, we don't have to. Yeah, you do, because it's clearly it's something that's also bothering him. Anywho, I was just like, girl, why would you do that? Why wouldn't it even? She could have apologized to the girl. I don't know. That really bothered me, and I was like, eesh. Is it because they're young? I mean, they're not that young, but anyway, he said we don't have to, and she was like, yeah, because I'm good. I'm all the way good. I'm fine. But you're not. You came over here to talk. So you're not fine. Girl, what? Is she. When she said that, I was like, but you're not fine. You came here to talk to him, and he's like dismissed you. So you're why are you lying, girl? That was her way of trying to get out of being embarrassed. Clearly. So she's embarrassed. She's saying she's fine, blah, blah, blah. And that's how the episode ends. I just don't understand why they end episodes like this. It's so abrupt. Like, what's happening? Oh, I don't know. But this episode was something, Chad. I was just like, oh, very, very, very unnecessary. So, episode 5. Um, it's the next day, seemingly. We see Gerald and Jordan, JJ. They are having brunch, I would say. Yeah. I like the brotherhood brunch that seems to be going on here. But they're having brunch, and you know, they're talking about their feelings, and I love this. I love this for them. They're talking about how they feel. They talked about the dinner, and how that was, and just being vulnerable and opening up to each other. I wish, a lot of men did this. I'm sure some men do, having, especially when you have like a really, really nice friendship, just being able to hang out, go to brunch, talk about things, talk about business, talk about growth, talk about, your emotions. Because imagine if men were holding each other accountable and talk about how they really feel and their emotions, we would be in a better position. put it politically, romantically, financially, because child, men try to say we're emotional. When they lash out, if you ever seen a man lash out, there's something else. So I forget exactly what they were talking about, but I don't know. I forget what it is. But Jordan starts to tear up and I was like, I really love this moment. Like I said, them being able to be vulnerable with each other and, just letting that happen. So now they have a double date and it is with was it a double date? Oh, it was just a hangout. I think it was a double date. I think. I don't remember. Anyway, we find out that Amanda closed on her house, so congratulations to her. That is not a small feat. Buying a house is a huge, a huge deal. I mean, I don't want a house. I want a huge loft or a condo. I'm not a house type of person. I don't want no house. I probably have to be in one when I get married, but I don't want a house. I want a loft. Anyway, I was just like, for her to be that age and be able to buy a house, it's an amazing thing. And I was like, I love that for her. I love that for her. I realized though, by the end of episode 6, I'm in the middle with Amanda. I don't dislike her, but I don't think I like her. I liked her episode 1. After that, I was like, oof, girl. Sometimes you come off a little, you know. So after this, the girls hang out and they're skating. I don't know how to skate. There's a lot of things, y'all, I don't know how to do. And I don't like that. Somebody got to teach me stuff. But anyway, they're skating. And it just looks like an amazing time. I know I will bust my ass. Stuff like that I would try, but I know I will fall. I would keep falling. I will fall so much. People will start to feel sorry for me. Anyway, they're all skating and homegirl Amanda brings up the throuple date that they're gonna go on, the triple date that they're gonna go on, and Bree is like, "Oh, I want to go on a date," and she's like, "I want you to come, but you don't got a man." Basically, that's what she's saying. Um, and she was like, "Damn." She's like, "Speaking of which, since you guys are going on a date, I'm gonna go on a cute little Valentine's date. I'm gonna go in my DMs, and I'll pick someone and I'll go on a date." And it's just like, this is what I mean. You just want to do what your friends are doing. You're like, I don't know. Did she think she was gonna go on a date before this, or she wants to go on a date because her friends are going on a date? I mean, it's Valentine's Day. If you didn't think about that before, what is making you think about it now? Like, it's just, Bree, get it together, sis. Get it together. So she just wants to do what her friends are doing, and is she like scared of being alone? Is that a thing? Like, did they touch on that? Is that a thing? I don't know, but you know what she could have been doing? I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying her wanting to go on a date is a problem, because why not? Live your best life, girl. You're single. But it's like the way she talked about it, it's like she wants to go on a date because her friends are also going on a date, and she can't go on that date because it's a couple's date. Like, girl. Anyway, and then they mentioned Mexico. They can't wait to get to Cabo. Well, yeah. I think, did they mention that they were going to Cabo now? But did she mention Mexico? I think she mentioned Cabo too. Whatever. Anyway, I'm saying this because I know Cabo's in Mexico. I'm not saying like it's 2 different places. I just didn't know if she specified right now. But y'all, I be looking crazy when I don't blend stuff out when I'm editing. I'm like, blend it out, girl. Blend it out. Anyway, they're talking about, her party and everyone is excited, and I'm just like, I can't wait to see, but this is gonna be a little party. So after this, we see, um, who is it? Gerald and his dad. They're having like talking. Everything is nice, and y'all, I'm. The conversation was nice. He was talking about moving out, and his dad was like, "You're moving. You're moving somewhere where you're gonna pay rent, but you're not even paying rent here." I was like, "Huh, that's interesting." It's interesting that he would bring that up. But I mean, it's time for him to, because it's been 8 years. First, let me backtrack. When he asks his dad, so how do you feel about Cheryl? Have they not been dating for 8 years? Why you don't know how your dad feel about Cheryl? It's been 8 years. She don't come over like that? Like, he said it to like the way he said it. He's like, I mean, I like her. She's a nice girl. No, you say that about a girl your son has been dating maybe a year, but 8 years for him to say like that, I don't know. It didn't sit right with me, y'all. It didn't. It didn't sit right. I was like, Cheryl, you don't go see these people? Like, what's going on? Anyway, it was a random thought I had, but I had it nonetheless. I was like, what's going on here? Why is he saying this like this? Anyway, um, they're talking, his dad is saying how proud of him he really is and how a lot of people doubted Gerald. I want them to touch on that more, but they didn't. It's like, why were they doubting him? What did he do? Like, was he a bad kid? Like, was he getting into a lot of trouble? Like, it's just things that I wanted to know and nobody was touching on. Why? Anyway, so, he also tears up, dad tears up, and then by the end, dad was like, y'all better cut that out. He was like, no, they're not gonna cut it out, they're gonna leave it in. But I just like the interaction that everyone is having with their parents. I love it. What happened next? Next, this girl, what's her name? I always blank on people's names. So many people. Oof. Bree goes on a date. So we see her date, and I just want to say, what's going on? I lived in LA. I visited LA multiple times, like in the past couple of years, in the past 2 years, pre-COVID, unfortunately. There are a lot of fine men in LA, like fine. Why y'all keep doing this? This is it? This is what we get? Where the, what's going on? What's happening? Why y'all not giving us fine men? What is going on here? Huh? Why? She goes on this date. I was like, oh, okay. They're talking, and he seems nice. And it's just, y'all, it was a basic date. I didn't even take that many notes on their date. But she mentioned stuff to me that if I was going on a date with her, she's the red flag and not him. Okay? Things she was saying. I was like, girl, maybe you don't want to say that. Like, what's happening? Relax. She's saying if he doesn't answer the phone when she calls immediately, it's a problem. Why? Your man can't do what he needs to do. This is what I mean. This is what I mean when it comes to Jordan. Maybe she has pressed him a couple of times, like, why you not answering my phone call? And he's probably like, I'm running a business. I'm running a company. This is what I think. Maybe that's why she requires a lot of attention. That's what I think. But anyway, the date is going fine, and she brings up the, like, people paying rent, and he says something that made a lot of sense. It just depends on the couple. It depends on the couple. Why are you talking about this on the first date? Bree, this is not your man. Why are you talking about this on the first date? I mean, I guess people date. However, I don't be going on dates. I don't know. So I don't know what I would bring up on the first date or what I wouldn't. I just, it was just an okay date. And the type of man this girl is saying she wants, they exist in LA. A lot of them exist. But Bree's delusional. Not delusional, delusional. Because what? Okay, so now the couple of the group, they are now on their date. And um this is where we find out that Gerald tells the whole group that he's moving in. And our girl Cheryl looks shocked. Why are you announcing this in a group setting? It's different if he was announcing to the group members, but Cheryl didn't know. How does your girlfriend not know you are going to move to her apartment? I mean, she's ready. She can't wait. She cannot wait for him to move in. She's so happy about it, but it was just odd. It looked like, that he was toasting about, like he was going to propose. But anyway, she's happy. She was like, your bags are packed. And he wasn't even like looking at her, telling her. And then the group is just hearing it. It's just like, also they were, y'all, it was very odd to me. I don't understand what's happening there. I don't get it. I was very conflicted because I was like, why are you? I'm gonna move on because it was odd. The way I'm looking now, I was like, what? Why would he just do this like this? And then Amanda. Let me touch on Amanda because, girl, you're starting to get on my goddamn nerves. My goddamn nerves. She's working my nerves. I mean, she's not really working my nerves. I'm exaggerating. I don't care like that. But, she comes off as one of those people that you have to be in a relationship to thrive. One, because it's like, this is not the first time she said something that's, I find a little weird. She was like, the singles are gonna single. I mean, they talked about a couple of things before that, but it was just, it was murky. She just really comes off like, I'm in a relationship, so I'm better than you because you're single. I mean, the difference between you and someone that's single is that you're in a relationship. It does not make you a better human being. And she comes off like, if once she gets married, she'd be looking down more on single people, like, oh, you're not married. Like, she's gonna hold that title so dear to her heart. And it's just like, come off your high horse. It's never that serious. I need you to relax. And I need you to just a little bit come back down to earth because you're doing the most right now. I don't know. She was very like, like, non-single people are the best and you got to deal with that. That's how she came off to me. And I was just like, all right then. Next we see that Amanda, is this blush a little ashy? It looks a little ashy. I'm gonna use a blush that's not giving ash. There we go. So it is now time for Amanda's housewarming party, and then her parents show up, and I also like the interaction she had with her parents. She looks just like her mom. Oh my god, she looks just like her mother. Anyway, they come over, they're inspecting, they're talking about the walls, they're talking about, the floors and stuff like that. And her dad is a contractor, we find out, which is, if my dad was a contractor, maybe I'll buy a house. I won't. But I think that's amazing for her. He mentions he's a contractor And right before that, she's like, I'm just trying to, whatever is the cheapest. And her mom is like, you're thinking the landlord way. And I just want to say, Amanda, listen, take your time. You are now in the house. Don't rush to furnish things just because you're in the house. You can take your time. Wherever is the most important place in your home, maybe start there first and then take your time to work your way around. My parents, they just recently bought a house too. That's what I went to DC for, and I was like, I gotta go back. But it's a lot of work. Even till today, it takes a while to make your house into a home. That's why I don't want a house until I'm married. I don't even really want a house. Unless it's a brownstone somewhere in Brooklyn or in Chelsea or in Flatiron, meatpacking somewhere. I just, it's a lot to deal with. So going cheap, she should do it right so she doesn't have to do it twice. Okay, her father is gonna be someone to help her out a lot with that, so she's in good hands. She should just not, you should not go cheap, because when you go cheap, you're gonna spend more money because you're gonna have to keep replacing something that's cheap. Because when it comes to like getting your home together, when you go cheap, you pay for it. Like, you're gonna have to keep like having to upkeep over and over. But when you get something that's really amazing quality for your home, it's gonna last, through the test of time. Really, I'm saying it as somebody like, I have a house. I don't, but I just know, like, with my parents' house, it's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. You got to mow the lawn. You got to do this. If you're part of an HOA, your grass has to be mowed. It has to be pretty. It has to be leveled. If not, they fine you. My parents, we found out the hard way because it was not pretty. So like, she should not go cheap, and she should take her time. Like, this is a blessing. You're in a blessing. Anyway, her friends come over. And I will say what she did was smart. Have them come over and help her paint. But honestly, I'll have them do something here and there, petty, if she had a little furniture here and there to stage, and then she can figure it out. But to paint my walls, these people are not professional painter. You're gonna have one part of the wall bluer or green than the other part. Anyway, Jalen and Jordan was about to leave out of there. Well, before I say this, he comes in, he says hello to everybody, which is the polite thing to do. And Bree had a problem with that. She's like, he coming out in here like everything's good. No, he was just being a polite human being. Doesn't seem like you have the decency for that, because when y'all were at that party, you interrupted him like it was nothing. Anyway, so he was just being cordial and kind and just normal, like a normal polite person would. It's just, girl, go away. Ugh. Anyway, he's now talking to Jalen, or Jalen wants to talk to him, and they clear it up. I'm sure the conversation was probably longer than that, but we didn't really see the extent of it. They just said, I'm glad we cleared it up. And I was like, y'all didn't even say nothing. So I'm guessing they talked about it and we just didn't really like see it actualize. But I'm glad they talked about it, because that's not what that man meant. And in their pillow, and their my Nigerian accent was coming out. In their pillow talk, like, Ty, learn to not say anything else. Anyway, outside, Becky and what's our homegirl's name? Bree. She's like, I can't believe he came up in here hugging me, saying hello, but you're not even talking to me. And why is it you always trying to talk about something at someone's event? If it's bothering you that much, the event has already happened. Call him up, text him. He ain't block you. Call him, text him, like, hey, this is really on my mind. Let's make time to speak about this. On the phone. We don't even got to see it on camera. Oh my God. These kids are draining. Jeez. So literally after this, that's what they do. It's the next time now. They meet up at the park and they're talking. Y'all, this is going to be quick. This part of their little meet in the park, they talk, and they're talking themselves in circles. It was at one point we see that Jordan's telling her, I never said it like that, and I never meant it like that. So like, it was a case, I would say, of telephone, and that's not That's not what I said. Like, I never said that. So, you know, something came to you in the wrong way, and it was not something I ever even really said. So, anyway, they're going back and forth, talking in circles. He was saying something, and she interrupted him, and she was talking, and I think he was gonna like finish saying what he was saying, or he had a rebuttal, and she was like, "Don't interrupt me, Bree. Who are you? Or who do you think you are? Don't interrupt me. You interrupted him first because he was talking." This girl, y'all, she said, "Don't interrupt me," after she interrupted him. And at the end of the conversation, because honestly, I was like, this is useless. Y'all could have had talked. You could have talked about this on the phone. It was a misunderstanding. It was not something I meant to say. And they shake on being friends. We clearly, at the end, lingering there, we clearly see that she wants more from Jordan. And maybe he still, maybe he still likes her. But he gives her a handshake, and she was like, that handshake was a little weird. You just want to linger on, girl. You just want to linger on. Just say that. Just say that. Just say that. Just say that. You still like him. And that's okay, because when you like somebody, you don't get over them in 2 seconds. It's not a humanly thing to do. So like, I'm over her. That is how the episode ends. And the way the episodes be ending, it sends me. Because why is the episode ending like this? I don't understand. Anyway, the episode 6, they're going to Mexico for Ty's birthday, and we see that they show that what's this boy named Jordan rented a jet. If his company's doing that, great for him to rent a jet. Good for him. And if it's production, good for them. But they get to Mexico, Cabo specifically, and it looks like they're all about to have a great time. They're rapping. I don't know what song they were rapping, but they were rapping it. So sorry. What happened? They get to the house. The house is really, really nice. It's like this glass house. It's like 23 people the night of. They're enjoying the scenery, so to speak, just like because it's nighttime when they get there. So Ty and Amanda, they're just poolside having a conversation, just enjoying. And Amanda goes, she's really sad that Rob can't be there. She said it in a way where she couldn't believe he had the audacity to not show up. But he's a teacher. Your man is working. He's at work. It's not like he was like, nah, you go, I'll just chill at home. Like, he's working. And I know she probably could have been like, he could do it virtually. But because this is like, because we're still in a panini, who would check him? If he's there, like if he's in Cabo, one, do y'all have reliable Wi-Fi in this house? It's a big ass house. Like, do they have like hotel Wi-Fi where it's like, it does what it wants to do? Or like, who's gonna tell him, don't go have fun? He's a teacher. If he's teaching virtually, I'm just putting this scenario out there. Let's say he's teaching virtually and everybody's there to have fun. He won't be able to do anything until it's nighttime. And it's just like, it's a distraction. And it's a distraction he doesn't need. He's a teacher. That's fine. He's fine. She made it seem like he chose not to come with her. Like, when school is out, you guys can, looks like combined they can take their own trip to Cabo. Like, you can experience this again. And that's kind of basically what Ty says. Like, I understand, it's out of this world, but you can still come here with your man one-on-one. It's not like this was taken away from y'all or something. Like, oh, this was the last time this place would ever exist. Girl. So they're showing everybody, and I just want to say, why is Cameron not a main cast guy? Because he's fine. He the only fine man I've seen since episode 1. Okay. what is happening here? Someone bring him on. Does he have a story to tell? Do we care? Anyway, Bree's going around talking, and she's like, I think this is like her version of flirting to see who would be into her. She is asking him, she was like, I feel like you see yourself as a pretty boy. And he's just like, no, I'm just chilling. I don't like, really, he said it like that. He's like, no, I do my own thing. I just be chilling. And then she asked another guy that. It's just like, girl, go unpack your clothes. So, what happens next? Amanda's talking about all these people, and she's like, Ty has all these friends, all these best friends. I think this is when this happens, right? And they're talking about, I don't even remember his name, Kaylin and Candace. They're the turn up couple, and they always turning up, child. And she's drunk already. She's loud. She's drunk. She's by the pool on the beach chair, like a pool chair turned up, and then she's drunk and she starts to throw up. And it's just like, y'all just got here. How are you that drunk already? Explain yourself. Explain yourself. So next day, we see, who's it? Bree and Becky. They're in the balcony taking cute pictures, and Amanda comes to join them. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's a little blue thing going on here, okay? And they ask her about the date. I told y'all already, Bree is delusional. Not delusional, delusional. Okay? She's delusional. No ma'am. No ma'am. You want a guy to pay all of your rent? I thought being in a relationship was being a partner. Like being in a partnership. Like I said earlier, she can find she's in LA. With the way she looks, there are plenty of men, since it seems like her preference is solely just black men. There are plenty of black men where she's their type, she's their preference. They will only date what looks like Bree. So like, what is the problem? But you making it seem like you just want a man to pay for everything. That's not a partnership. I don't even be caring about her love life this much, because she's just, y'all, I was just so like, ugh. And then she was like, the date went well, but he's just not for me. And that's okay. I had this conversation with my friend the other day. Like, you can really meet someone, like there's so many single people that are all great people, but just because you're great people doesn't mean you're great together or you're compatible. Like, I can meet someone that I really like a lot of their qualities, but it can be one thing that's a deal breaker for me, and it will, like I can't meet and marry a guy that doesn't want kids. It just will not work. But he can be literally so amazing. So amazing. But you know what I'm saying? So I understand what she was saying when she means, like, he's a great guy. He's a nice guy, but he's somebody's man. He's just not my man. With that, I agree. But then she says, he wanted a second date. She didn't answer him. And then Becky was like, I love that. She just doesn't respond. Savage. You like being a savage until that favor is returned onto you. Until someone is a savage to you. Until someone goes to you that you like. Like, it's just stupid. People annoy me, y'all. Like, how is it so hard? Like, hey, I really enjoyed our date, but I'm actually maybe not in the space to date, or I'm just not interested in another date. Say it in a nicer way. Like, we're just not compatible like I thought we would be. But the date was nice. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Simple. But like, not responding back to people is a quality we want to have now. Like, people do too much. People complain that we don't communicate enough in this generation, but complain about people calling them. Complain about people texting them, but you don't want to text them back. But you want communication. Oh, okay. So now it's brunch time. Everybody shows up, and I was like, okay, I was right. It's a blue coordination going on here. And then Ty shows up in a pink dress, and whenever the light hits it, or when she turns, it has a blue hue to it, like a blue shift. And I was like, oh, this is really cute. And they're just having like cute, brunch date. Everyone is talking, everyone is having a great time. And then Candace and her man show up extra late. While they were at brunch though, and one of the girls was talking about like, their friendships with Ty, Amanda was looking around like, she looked a little jealous, and we found out that she's a little territorial when it comes to Ty later on. But like, I was like, oh girl, are you like this because your man is not here right now? Would you be so worried about like who's friends with who and how territorial you are if Rob was here? Like, it makes me wonder that. But anyway, Candace and her man show up extra loud, extra late. Candace show up with the blue hair. And it's just like, oh, she was doing a lot. They were doing a lot. They were too much energy for me. And I was just like, And then in continuation, Becky, like still at the table, Becky brings up a situation or just a topic of fellatio and cunnilingus on the first time you have sex with somebody. And the way PJ was looking, he looks embarrassed that she's even talking about this with people some people they know, some people that they don't know. And I feel like she was talking about him because he looked embarrassed that she would bring that up. Two, I feel like she was talking about him because he looked like, oh my god, what? And it's like when she was talking about it, she kept looking at him and smirking. I think she wanted to like, maybe he's not going down on her, or he didn't go down on her, and she was like, well, and she wanted to see everyone's preference or what people thought, so he can, maybe she's not comfortable talking to him about it. But if you're in these guts, I can talk to you about anything, okay? Because you're literally in someone's insides. You can be in my insides, but I can't tell you that doesn't feel good, that feels good, I don't like this, I like this. Oh no, baby, people be playing too much. That's why you're not out here being pleased, because you're playing games and you're not vocal about what you want. Anyway, I think that was about him. Like, right? He just looked he looked uncomfortable. And when she was saying it, she kept looking at him, smiling, and like, she just kept going. She would not shut up. And now they go to the beach. I forget what they really were doing. There was a spa time that they had, like getting a massage, the girls. And then they go to the beach, and Brie had a photo shoot with her butter with no logo, no name, nothing on it. And the guys are posing. And this is how we know Brie don't know what she's doing. She don't know if it's going to be a lifestyle shoot. Like, because if she does it on the beach, keep that thing going, keep it going. But it was too many people in the picture for us to know what you're selling. Only one person has the item in their hand, so only one person use it. And then she was rubbing on Cam. I was like, he's cute. Okay, I can see this little thing being a thing. But Jordan was looking. I was like, see, y'all not over this. Talk it out or break it off. Oh my god, it's so annoying. They're so annoying. Oh my god, so annoying. Anyway, like, you know what though? We don't know the character of Cameron because they didn't really show him too much. I feel like there's no girl here. There's no single girl here that deserves him. Like, I was saying Brie and Cameron, but no, he's too cute for that. No. Anyway, after that, it is now tequila tasting. And it looks like Jordan put this whole thing together for Ty. And Javier is now explaining, he's the teacher, right? Oh, whatever. The instructor. He's telling them about the tequila. You can see the tequila go from like the clearest to like an amber color. And he's explaining, the different tasting of different levels, how, some have been aged in barrels and how long they've been aged and stuff like that. And here comes Candace and her man, loud as hell, being extra, underdressed, and they're late. I can't. First of all, one, it's too many people on this trip for me personally. Two, and they just like interrupting, and Javier kept talking. I felt some type of way because I was like, y'all not gonna keep interrupting Javier, okay? He's trying to explain this tequila to us, taste. What's going on? Anyway, they just kept interrupting, and Jordan and Ty's like, can you guys please stop interrupting him when he's speaking, please be quiet. And they trying to like, Candace and her mate, I don't even know his name, I don't remember, Caitlin, I don't know. New York is always loud. If I'm filming and y'all hear extra, it's because of that. But anyway, they're just like disrupting the whole like nice tasting that they have going on, you know. So now they want to take shots. And she's like, no, this is a tasting. Like, he was like, shot for Ty. It was like, oh my God, no, these are not shots. You guys are not taking shots. You are at a tequila tasting. I think I just said wine. Tequila tasting. Please just sip it. Don't take shots. Thank you. Uncultured swine. I don't know where I got that from. Where is that from? I don't know. It's from somewhere. So all of this is happening, and then Ty starts to cry, and Candace comes up to her and she's like, what's going on? She was like, I don't really want to talk about this here with you on camera. And it's like she was trying to expose something. I want to know. This is what I'm saying. Every time someone got some juice to say, they don't ever actually tell us. They just, no, let us know, because you brought up the mess. Now we want to know. But basically, she's crying, and Candace is like, you're not going to bring this up and then shut me out, shortchange me in the conversation. She's like, I'm not trying to shortchange you. I just don't want to talk about this in front of all these people and in front of the cameras. I'll talk to you about it later. So she goes in the house. She's now, Ty is now talking to Jalen, like in a cut, and she's just expressing how she's feeling. She's crying. I need to know what her sign is, because why she always crying? Why? She's so soft, but also protect her at all costs. She's basically just telling her boyfriend how she feels, and she just doesn't want to talk about this anymore. Like, she's just like, this is what I'm going through, and I don't like that this situation is happening right now. And Candace comes up, going crazy, hearing, like, she's talking in the corner, and she comes around like, get the camera out the face. And she's like, you're doing too much. They're trying to cut the camera for you to shut up. And she's cursing out the crew, and the producer was like, don't be cursing at my crew, okay? Don't be cursing at my crew. So Candace keeps going. She's on 10, and Ty is like, you're on 10. I need you to come all the way down here. And she's like, well, just talk to me. She was like, I don't really want to talk about it in front of the cameras. She keeps saying this over and over and over again. And Candace is trying to like get the talk out of her. And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. And then at the very last straw, she's like, but you keep talking about it. And then at the very last straw, she's like, okay. And then Ty said, I think like she was already heated in the moment. She's like, okay, but you're talking about it. She's like, oh, I said, okay, what do you want me to say? And then basically the episode ends. I just want to say, I understand this is the first season, but I need them to stop ending episodes like they're going on commercial. This is not a commercial break. End this episode properly. I don't understand. That's the end of the episode. And that's all that happened. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you, because I really like doing just like a movie or one episode. Like trying to do 3 episodes, because I talk and I do my makeup, and I enjoy doing both at the same time and just like really talking about shit like this and dissecting it. But hopefully y'all watching an hour-long video. I'm sorry if it's this long, but I appreciate you. You made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one.